guys, and welcome back to Derby Koi. Now obviously you can see I'm in the bunker. Now last weekend was the koi collection open day, absolutely fantastic day. Thanks again for everybody who came down. We had a brilliant time. Now on the Sunday we had a visitor. I didn't do any recording, but Jacob and his family, his mum and dad, Andy and Rebecca, came down. Jacob wants to play down with Bisley. So we had a really good play down with Bisley. It was extremely warm, so unfortunately we couldn't take Bisley over the park, but they had an absolutely fantastic time playing in the garden and in the house, and they were both extremely tired at the end of it. But Andy, Jacob's dad, did take a fish home with him. He actually came down to pick a fish up as well. Again, I didn't record it, but I'll get Grant to put a picture up here. A little lemon harawaki, beautiful little fish. I think it's from Aoki, if I remember rightly. Lovely little harawaki. He took home with him and he's settled in really nice, apparently swimming well, eating well with the rest of his fish, so fantastic job. Right, now, God, how long ago? 4 weeks maybe, 5 weeks, something like that, I can't remember exactly when. If you remember back on one of my previous videos, I was sent out some new media from Burtons Aquatic Systems. They're bio blocks, which are actually these little bio blocks, come in a box. I believe, if I remember rightly, there's 200 of these in a box. Now, let's say it's been in my system now 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. So I'm going to give you my review on it. Now, so they come in these little blocks, 200 of them in a box, and they come in 5 different colours, and each colour does a different thing. I did say in that video, but I'll go through it again. But unfortunately, I need to put my bins on. Okay, and I'm going to bin down. Right, they are a new form of biological media. They comprise of 5 different blocks, each block can having a different role to play within the ecosystem of the pond. The first block containing silver to kill off bad enzymes and bacteria. The second, which slowly releases trace elements into the water, such as calcium, magnesium and zinc. The third, which is the far infrared, helping to break down waste and increasing oxygen levels within your pond. The fourth block works purely biologically, so is highly efficient in allowing nitrifying and denitrifying bacteria to cultivate. And finally, the fifth block, containing negative ions to help aid the health and well-being of your pond and fish. Now these blocks, as I said, there's 200 of them. I say they're not very big, so you think, God, I'm gonna have to get a lot of these. But you actually don't. All you need to do is 1 box of these, and you add it to your existing media. So if you've got a shower, you add it. Take some, if you can, leave it all in. If you can get it in, that's great. If not, you just have to replace some of your existing media with this and mix it in, and it will do the job. Now, I was asked how often you have to replace these, and it's not a yearly thing. They're just like a basic, a normal ceramic shower media. Over time, the elements in those will come out and into your pond, because it actually leads in the positive things it needs in your pond into your pond and water system. So over time, they will deteriorate in their use, but it takes a long time for that to happen. And once that does, they just become part of your standard media. Looking at the research I've done, it depends on your water flow and everything else, but it's going to last years in your system, and hopefully going to start putting all those good things in your pond for a long time. Now, when I initially put it in my filter, I actually had to remove some of the media that was in there. Now, all I had in mind was alpha grog. Now, alpha grog, I can take this off now actually. I can see I don't need to read. Alpha grog is a cheap but cheerful media. It's been around for years and years and years, and it does a good job. It's always done a reasonably good job in the bunker here. I've had no issues with it at all. and I actually had it on the main pond as well. I had it in my the Backy River, which I've not long taken down, because I'm replacing that in there as well. I'm upgrading that system. But in here it was just running on Alpha Grog. I've got a 3-tier shower here and a 2-tier shower on that side, which runs into my moving bed. In fact, I'll show you. So this side here, as you can see, I've got my homemade shower, and that is just 3 boxes of Alpha Grog. Over here I've got a 2-tier shower, and that had 2 tiers of Alpha Grog running into that green thing there, which is a moving bed. Now this is where I put the new media. I removed all of the Alpha Grog out the top tray and 3/4 of the Alpha Grog out the bottom tray, because obviously there wasn't quite enough to fill it, so I've mixed it in with those two, and that's what's in there at the moment. Right, when I initially put it in the filter, I thought, right, because I'm removing such a lot of my media from that side, I was expecting it to have a detrimental effect on the system, removing the good bacteria that's already colonised on the Alpha Grog. And to be honest, I never noticed anything. The fish never had a bad reaction to it. So that, as far as I'm aware, I've done tests, little water tests, and I didn't notice any major spikes or any spikes at all, really. I had a very slight nitrate spike, but that was from my feeding. I really did bang the feeding at the start. I was really feeding heavy. So yeah, I didn't really notice anything, as in water quality, as in the parameters. Now in here, it doesn't get much sunlight in here, especially now I put this new lining on the roof, so it's very rare I have my UV on in here. If it's extreme, in the height of summer, when we get really bright sunlight, I will put the UV on. But the water in here, I'm not worried about the clarity as much. Never been over worried about it, because they're just in here as a grow on. So water quality, as in clarity, has never really been a priority. But I've got to say, within, I'll probably say about a week, I put this new media in, I noticed an improvement in my water quality. A major improvement, to be honest. It always had a slight tinge, even though I'm on sake kari food. But because I'm heavily feeding on a small system, and like I say, I haven't got a UV on as well, it always had that slight tinge in here. But since putting the new media in, there's been no tinge at all. It's been virtually gin clear in here. So yeah, which I was really surprised about, especially, as I say, me taking that media out, which was already colonised with good bacteria, and putting this new stuff in, which was brand new. I was expecting something, I weren't expecting, it's basically like I was expecting a minor new pond syndrome because I put new media in. But no, didn't get any of that. All I noticed was an improvement in the clarity of the water. So, like I say, it's been about 4 weeks now, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a full set of water tests like I did before, and then we'll see if there's any difference. I think my last water tests were all there or thereabouts, and if I remember rightly, the only one I was my KH was a little out than normal. So I'm going to do a full set of water tests. Again, I have got salt in this system. I'm currently at, what am I at now? Because I went away, and when I went away, I was going away for a few days, so I actually increased the salt level in here. So it is a little higher than it was. So I'm about 0.5 at the moment, or just over 0.5, I think. Yeah, just over 0.5. So I think before I was around 0.2 or 0.3. I can't actually remember, it's 5 weeks ago. But yeah, so I'm doing a full set of water tests, and we'll see where we are on them parameters. Okay guys, so I've just done a full set of water tests now, to compare them to the last time I did it, just before I put this new media in. Now last time I did it, the ammonia was 0 when I put the media in, and it's still 0, which is good. Nitrate was 0, and it's 0 now. Sorry, nitrite was 0, sorry. Nitrate the last time was 4.0, so it jumped up very slightly because of the heavy feeding. The nitrate now is at about 0.1, so it's just above 0, only just showing, so I'm estimating around the 1. pH was 7 last time. pH hasn't changed, so it's 7, might be just above 7, but I'm happy with that. Now last time my KH was a little lower than normal. My KH was at 4 last time, and my KH is now up at 6, so I'm putting that down to the media, to be honest. Now last time as well, my GH was a lot lower than it normally is. I do live in a very hard water area. The GH last time was at 11, which was a lot lower than it normally is. It's normally around 18, 19, and just done the test now, and it's back up to 18, which is where it's always been. But I do know that I've been doing some work on the water system around here. Some of the water pipes that might have affected it last time with the GH and stuff, I don't know. Chlorine was 0, and I'm still at 0. So the only change that I can see, the nitrate has come down. I'm not doing it any more on the water changes than I had before. I'm still feeding just as much at the moment, because I've got the heat on in here. So what's my heat at the moment? I'm up at 22.8, the water temperature. So I am quite heavily feeding, but I have got the trickling, which I haven't altered since last time. I was going to up the trickling, but I didn't. I thought, well, that's an unfair test. I just want to leave it as it normally is and see what the media does. So the nitrate has come down, pH is the same, KH has gone back up to where it normally is, which I'm happy with, and it's brought the GH has come back up to where it normally is as well. But everything else is exactly the same. Whether it is down to the water company, I don't know, doing their changes. I didn't do a water test out the tap last time. Maybe I should have done. It might be something I might do. It's getting dark now, so I may do that tomorrow, just to see what the water parameters are out the tap, to be honest. But I know it's chlorine out the tap is 0, but chlorine in here at the moment is all at 0. So yeah, would I recommend this media? Yeah, I think I would, to be honest. So far, I'm really happy with what it's doing so far. Yes, it is a little expensive, but you don't need to fill your shower completely with it. This is just replacing or adding to the media that you've already got in your system. Whether it's a shower, or I'm assuming it could go into a multi-bay or something like that, or a static bed or something. It can go, I'm sure people find somewhere for it. It's just so you get water flowing through it, and it's removing, taking the trace elements out of the media, and they're going into your pond, what it's saying, to get the benefits of it. But I'm really happy with it so far. Like I say, that's what it's doing. Put my nitrate levels down. I haven't altered anything on, as I say, with feeding, or my trickle-in system hasn't changed, but it's brought the nitrate down, and it's brought my KH back up to where it normally is. So I don't want my KH too low, because I don't want any pH crashes. That keeps my pH nice and level. So yeah, yeah, I'm very happy so far. So yeah, at the moment I say I would recommend it. As I said, you don't want it, I mean, if you want to, I assume you can. If you want to pay that type of money to completely fill your back of shower or whatever you're going to use it in, that's fine. It will probably do an even better job. But for the system I've got, the amount I've used, it's done a really good job, and I'm assuming on a big pond you're going to get a benefit from it as well. So yeah, I am really happy with that so far. Very happy. Yeah, so if anybody else out there is using this media, these bio blocks, and you've been testing them, tell me what you think. I'll be interested to know your report on it and your findings, what you think of it. I'd really be interested in that, but I'm happy so far. I will keep you updated. I do, obviously it's an ongoing test. It's only been about, I think it's 4 weeks, 5 weeks maximum since it's been in. So yeah, more testing to come. Obviously it's going to take a lot, it's going to take a bit of time for it to mature a bit more. Once that bacteria starts to mature and do more of its job, we'll see if anything else changes. But as I said, it brought some of the parameters back, and my water clarity has certainly improved, so I'm very happy with it. So don't forget, to like, share and subscribe. Pop on over to Facebook and Instagram. Until the next one, stay safe. Jobs are good.